Hi, my name is Gabe Arnold. I'm the founder of Landscape Marketing Hero. And today we're going to talk about how to ensure your sales grow month over month for your landscaping business. So stay tuned and I'll share the process that we teach to our clients and that you can apply to your business starting today. I'm Gabe Arnold, and this is the Green Moutain Podcast. We are the champions who brave the elements to create beauty. We see chaos and create order. We are never afraid of hard work, and we understand the power of strategic thinking and intentional actions. We come from all walks of life, and we will never allow our past to determine our future potential. We create beauty around the homes of our customers and increase the value of our community with the work that we do every day. We understand the power of consistent branding because it helps us grow and serve all those around us. We practice effective sales so our company, employees, and community can benefit from the value we add. We intentionally invest in operational habits that help us deliver excellent results to our customers on a continual basis. We understand that powerful and beautiful things take time to grow, and with consistent watering and intention, amazing results can happen. We are committed to making the world a better place by being positive examples to all those around us. We don't allow anyone to look down on us because we know the value we bring to our community as leaders. We create positive workplaces for our employees so they feel safe and supported, and at the same time, we hold ourselves to high standards. We pursue excellence on a daily basis because we know the journey is worth the sacrifice. We are the protectors of the land. We are the guardians of beauty. We are the heroes. We are landscapers. Over the years, I've worked with multiple different landscaping companies of different sizes, and there's a fairly common theme that I've kind of observed as I go through this process, and that is that if I ask anybody in the team, especially the owner, the employees that are out in the field, anybody that's out serving the customers, if I ask them the process for how they show up and do lawn maintenance, how they put in a sidewalk, how they do other planting or hardscaping, they can break down the step-by-step process for me very clearly, and I can tell that they're really excellent in the work that they deliver. But at the same time, if I ask anybody on the team, the owners, a salesperson on the team, any of those folks, I get very different answers as to how their sales process works. And I believe this comes from the fact that it's easy for us to, when we're physically doing work and moving physical objects and delivering something that's actually, the products and services that we're delivering, we've gone through that so many times that it's something we either know so well in our head or we've documented it and we know how those steps go. But when we look at more of a soft skill or something that's about conversations and relationships and follow-up like sales, that everybody takes a little bit different approach, and they oftentimes aren't documenting the process that they're using. And when we don't have a consistent approach to something in our business, a consistent process, that's when we end up struggling and we put ourselves in a position where we can't deliver results consistently. That's why the first thing that we always help our clients do is to sit down and document what their sales process looks like. Where are your leads coming from? How do you first contact them? How do you schedule that first call or in-person appointment? And then what are the steps that you go through when you're on site with a prospective customer? Do you review the project first? Do you introduce, who you are in the company? Do you define their budget? There's various different steps that salespeople take, but when we don't document that process, then everybody's doing it a little bit differently. In addition to those early steps, where we, again, think about how do we handle that lead when it comes in? What's the first communication they get? Is there a timeline of how quickly we want to respond? How are we setting up the appointments? What are we doing on site with them to prepare that proposal and that estimate? And then those things are typically, there's some structure there, not a lot of clarity of the exact steps and process, but I can talk through that with a client and we can determine what they're currently doing in their landscaping business. But one of the things that is pretty often not defined or even understood is what the follow-up process looks like after you meet with the prospective customer for the first time, after you provide a proposal. And so one of the best ways that you can ensure that your sales grow month over month is simply starting out by just putting down just bulleted lists, step by step. Here's what the sales process looks like today, from, again, lead to creating the proposal and showing that to the customer, to your follow-up process, and then even documenting what happens when a customer signs on with you and how do you hand that off to your operational team. If you list out the steps that you currently take or you ideally want to take, then that allows you to expand that list and say, here's the things that we say in this step of the process, and here's why we say that. Here's how we hand off from somebody in the office taking the phone call to the salesperson that's going to go out in person. Here's how we hand off from when the salesperson closes the deal to the operations team so that they can go out and service the property and do the hardscaping projects and do the things that come up. And it's really important that we first define just the skeleton of the process, all the step-by-step kind of bullet points, and then further expand that to, again, explain the language that we use, that we mention how long we've been in business maybe, or what our team size is, or the type of work that we do. And by clearly documenting the language that you're going to use in each step of the process, and then explaining why you use that language and why you take that step, that's what allows you to extend your sales team, bring in another employee, another team member to help you through that process. And then all of the folks that are operating as part of sales understand the starting point, all the steps in the middle, and the final step of when they've signed the agreement and they move on to working with your employees in the field. By defining all those things, everybody's communicating on the same wavelength. Everybody knows the start to end process. And even your crew leaders understand how they're going to be handed a new project. When we take time to document how we are selling, it allows us multiple benefits. The first of which, like I mentioned, is everybody's doing the same thing from start to finish throughout the whole sales process. And then also it allows you to replicate that process into more people. So as you grow, as you scale, as you need to have a second salesperson out there, or a third or fourth or fifth or 10th, as you're scaling and growing from wherever you are today, all the way up the Green Mountain to the top where you're doing 10 million per year or more, you have these replicatable systems and processes in place. So today's message is fairly simple, and it's just a reminder to ask you to document what you do in your sales process because it allows you to grow your sales team. The other benefit of doing that is that when you document your process, you will make sure and hold yourself accountable. If you're still doing a lot of the sales as the owner or one of the leaders in the business, it allows you to make sure that you don't skip a step, because when we're busy, when we have a lot going on, it's easy to overlook something unintentionally and miss a step. And that impacts the prospect's experience. It impacts how much they trust you. And it also impacts what they're going to spend with you, or even if they're going to work with you. So my encouragement to you is take time today, document that process out, and then put time in your calendar where you expand that, where you put in the language that you use, where you explain the reasons why, because that will improve your own personal performance in sales. It's also going to position your company to be able to increase sales month over month and year over year as you replicate the sales process into other employees. If you need any help with this, please reach out to us at Landscape Marketing Hero. We love helping landscapers grow and scale their businesses profitably without having them to overwork or get stressed or overburdened with too many things. And so we have processes inside of our mastermind and our tools that we can share with you. Reach out if you need help, landscapemarketinghero.com. I appreciate you taking time to tune in today, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the show. If you're ready to begin your journey up the Green Mountain, where we show you how to build a low-stress, high-profit, $10 million per year landscaping company, then head over to landscapemarketinghero.com to download your free growth map. One of our guides will be there to help you along the way. Again, that's landscapemarketinghero.com.